So how are you eating?
I've been suffering. I've been homeless.
No, how are you eating? You're not, 10 pounds. What have you been eating?
I was a lot heavier than this, Your Honor, and I barely started staying at my sister's in.
No, but what are you eating? Are you eating daily?
Not on a daily. I don't eat 3 meals a day. I know I don't, Your Honor.
How many meals a day do you eat?
Maybe 2.
All right, so if your children solely depended on you, you know how many meals they're eating? No. Can you unmute?
There we go. I'm unmuted, Your Honor.
All right, I have a few questions for you. And I just want you to answer these questions but I want you to listen to my questions very carefully, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Number 1, do you have diabetes?
No, ma'am, I don't.
All right, so are you allowed to eat in a courtroom?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, you're saying that you can eat in a courtroom?
I'm sorry?
If you were physically in the courtroom, would you be allowed to be eating in the courtroom?
No, ma'am.
All right, so you did that on Zoom. Number 2, are you allowed to be laying down in a courtroom?
No, ma'am.
So you did that on Zoom. Number 3, are you allowed to be vaping in a courtroom?
No, ma'am.
All right, so here's the thing. 187 District Court is located at 300 De La Rosa. It's on the 4th floor. You need to be here. Get thee to the courtroom. Your Zoom privileges are permanently revoked. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am. So I need to be there when right now?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, your client will be in the courtroom, Mr. Froelich. For the defense?
Andrew Freilich for Mr. Medellin.
All right, we're proceeding by video. Because of the pandemic, however, Mr. Medellin is in the courtroom because he decided to smoke on Zoom, lay down on Zoom, and eat on Zoom. So any objections to us proceeding by video, defense?
No objections from the defense. Judge.
State?
None from the state, Your Honor.
Mr. Medellin, I'm showing you what's entitled defendant's consent to appear by video. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Showing you what's entitled application for deferred adjudication or community supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, I'm showing you the discovery acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case and did you review it with your client?
I believe we have, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Medellin, I'm showing you what's entitled true bill of indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
I believe so, Your Honor.
Yes, you are.
Thank you.
Mr. Medellin, I'm showing you what's entitled court admonishments. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you're charged with forgery of a commercial instrument? That's a state jail felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. However, the court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
One thing that wasn't included in the plea bargain that I want to make sure gets on the record, we intended this would take care of 2 cases, one of which was filed in error.
All right, is that NIMAG number 647566?
That is the first one, Judge. The second one is going to be 2021 CR 4509.
All right, just one moment.
I just want to make sure that makes, and everything else, Judge, we asked you to just follow the plea bargain.
And Judge, that's correct. That case should have already been dismissed.
All right.
It's still showing in the system of climate. And the last thing, Judge, my client is appointed, so we'd ask for the lowest court costs and fees that the court can adjust for those.
All right, where are you employed, Mr. Medellin?
I'm unemployed, ma'am. I've been unemployed for the past 2 years.
Why?
My license has been on hold. I'm an electrician. My license has been on hold from the Attorney General.
for child support?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so then you're not paying your child support and you're not working. Why don't you do something else?
Well, it's hard for me to go from, I was making $34 an hour to go to just do something. I mean,
Do you love your children?
I love them dearly.
Your children need to eat. So there is no pride that should stand in the way. So whether you're going from $34 to $5 an hour, your children need to eat. So right now, if your children were solely dependent on you for food, they're starving. So your license has been suspended because you're not paying your child support and you're not working because you don't want to make less than $34 an hour. You're in a quandary.
It's hard for me to get. Everybody tells me I'm overqualified, and
No, McDonald's and everybody is hiring. So how are you eating?
I've been suffering. I've been homeless.
No, how are you eating? You're not, 10 pounds. What have you been eating?
I was a lot heavier than this, Your Honor, and I barely started staying my sister's in.
No, but what are you eating? Are you eating daily?
Not on a day. I don't eat 3 meals a day. I know I don't, Your Honor.
How many meals a day do you eat?
Maybe 2.
All right, so if your children were solely dependent on you, you know how many meals they're eating? None. So how are you surviving if you don't have a job?
Do what I can. I bum off of other people, Your Honor.
No, you're gonna get a job.
I'm trying to.
And let me just tell you, McDonald's is hiring and McDonald's is not gonna say, we don't want you working fries because you're overqualified. They're gonna accept you. Burger King is hiring. When you have children and you're depending and other people are depending on you, you need to knock your pride aside because your children need to eat.
I understand, Your Honor, but I have literally been told that I'm overqualified.
Have you tried McDonald's?
I haven't tried McDonald's.
There
but
you
I've
go.
tried
So
other places
McDonald's
just
has
like
not told you you're overqualified. You need to get a job. You have children to support. How many children do you have?
2.
All right, so they need to eat and they need clothes for school. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you're not providing that for them. And you and I know the reason why your license is suspended is because you haven't paid child support. So when you were making $34 an hour, you were not paying your child support.
I was paying child support. It's just that when I got hired full time I went from a temp agency to a full time, and it was a company out of Colorado that was not sending the payments for my child support. And when I was there to finish the job, that was a job I was doing. I was running a job out in Bernie. Well, you know
what that means? That means that you haven't been in contact with your children, because if you were in contact with your children, the mother of your children would tell you, I haven't been receiving child support. So all of this is back on you. So again, we're back to the point is you need to knock your pride aside. Other than stealing checks, you need to knock your pride aside and get a job. You can get 2 or 3 jobs: McDonald's, Burger King, Whataburger, Sonic, Five Guys. I'm sure all of these places are looking for people to work, but they're not going to pay you $34 an hour. If it were just you, you can go live off the land, but it's children, and children cannot support themselves. We have child labor laws. So knock your pride aside, pay off your child support, and maybe the AGs will lift the suspension on your license.
Well, there was an agreement, and I did, meet up the requirements, and they never lifted off my.
Here's the thing.
The license.
You are not working. Your children would not be eating because you're not sending any money for them. So you're going to get a job while you're on this probation. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
$1,500 fine, probated, proof of employment within 30 days. That's going to be full-time employment. And for the court full-time employment, you need to work at least 8 hours a day. So if you need to get 2 part-time jobs to do that, that's what you need to do. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. Restitution, if any, to Jack Kelly. Cats 1 and 2. Cats 1 and 2 is to tell you not to take what doesn't belong to you. I really just gave you that course. If it doesn't belong to you, don't take it.
Of course.
But they're going to give you an extensive course. I don't know what the extensive course is, but it's more than what I've just told you. Not taking what doesn't belong to you is something that you should have learned in elementary school. All right, there's going to be regular Zoom reporting or in person. And if you report in Zoom to probation inappropriately, your Zoom privileges will be revoked permanently for probation. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you're drug tested today, what are the results going to be? What do you mean it should be?
I am clean.
All right, we're gonna do UA today. Thereafter, if he's negative, then it will be random UAs monthly.
Oh, Your Honor,
Yes.
I will be dirty today, to be honest with you.
Well, I mean, whenever people say to be in all honesty or to be honest with you, then what's coming maybe is not honesty. So now you're going to be honest with me. What are you going to be positive for?
Marijuana and meth.
All right. So here's the thing. I understand that sometimes people give you free marijuana, but they don't give you free meth. So again, you're before me. You have children. You're not supporting. You don't have employment. Who knows how they're eating and surviving, but you can have marijuana and meth. So, Ms. Reyes, it's instead of the UA today, we're going to do regular Zoom reporting in person. We're going to do the UA hotline, intensive outpatient treatment with probation, field visits, 2 times per month, random, 120 hours community service restitution. 40 of those hours will be waived if you provide proof of the COVID vaccination. Parenting classes, and the remaining hours of the community service will be waived if he completes the parenting classes. You must complete parenting classes either way. Do you understand? There should be no unsupervised contact with minors. CPS compliance if applicable. Rebecca, is there anything else that he needs?
Judge, did you announce the TIC numbers and the no contact?
Thank you. TIC night mag number 6475566. And what is the number that was indicted, Mr. Froelich?
He said 2021 CR 4509. That's what
Thank
he mentioned
you.
earlier.
All right, and then take into consideration 2021 CR 4509. Mr. Medellin, we're in the middle of here and I see you. Is there anything else that you need, Mr. Medellin, from this court in order to be successful?
No.
Sorry?
Is there a way I can get my license?
I'm not in charge of your license. You're in charge of it. If you pay your child support and not be behind and allow your children to eat and depend on you because you brought the children in the world, guess what? When you have children, you can't just have children and leave them at Travis Park and say, go forth and live your life. You're supposed to support them. So if there's a AG's order, you know what that tells me? That tells me that the taxpayers have been paying for your child, either through Medicare or Medicaid. And guess what? When that happens, they want to know who the parents are. And then it comes back to you and you haven't been paying your child support. So as soon as you catch up on your child support, then they will probably lift the suspension on your license. So knock your pride aside, go work at Burger King, Whataburger, wherever it may be, and support your children. And that needs to be addressed in civil side. This is criminal side. I'm just dealing with the fact that you forged Mr. Kelly's check, who probably now has to change all of his checks. Showing you what's entitled trial court certification of defendant's rights to appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
Because this is a plea bargaining agreement, because I followed your plea bargaining agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
That's right.
And you're going to have to stop using meth, using marijuana, and get a job and support your 2 children and be a father that they can look up to.
I am, Your Honor.
All right, make it happen. All right, if you're waiting in the courtroom, probation is going to go over conditions with you. Mr. Sherman?
Judge, I apologize, my computers went out on me over there, so